Yo guys, what is up? It's your boy TRUEDBZZ back with another video, and today I have another discussion video to talk about today. So of course, we're talking about Dragon Ball FighterZ once again, and today's topic is pretty unique when it comes to topics when talking about this game, because I don't really see people talking about this specifically. It is, do special abilities ruin Dragon Ball FighterZ? Special abilities in this context means any additional perks to normals or specials beyond frame data. This video is not to trash on any characters in the roster or any players that like these characters for these abilities. I'm just stating my opinion about these moves and how they positively and negatively affect the game. My main targets go to piercing Ki Blats, armored normals and specials, anti-air specials, and projectile Invul specials. First, I'll explain what they are. Next, I'll go over their positive aspects, and finally, I'll finish with the negative aspects. The order is going from weakest to strongest, and keep in mind all of these moves can be used with assists to make them even stronger. So let's start with piercing Ki Blats. Piercing Ki Blats refers to 5S, 2S, and JS normals that have higher durability than most other S moves, but they still lose to beams. Characters like Android 21, Goku Black, and Trunks fits here. The positives are that they are great tools for zoning without overcommitting to a special or super dash. The ability is fine for characters like Goku Black and Trunks because their zoning areas are very limited, and their other tools like beams are bad if the opponent reads them, and super dashes or counters with their own JS, which balances it out. Where it becomes an issue is with Z Broly and Android 21. Both of these characters can control the entire screen with their S normals and critical forward specials. Broly can shoot multiple Ki Blats and ties with Teen Gohan in terms of speed, so it's not likely you'll be able to jump them on reaction. If you do, Broly can aim them upwards and drag you down to the floor again. Android 21 can do the same with her critical forward medium ball, and she can cancel into it with Super Dash. Piercing Ki Blast limits how you interact in neutral without adding any additional counterplay to balance it out, like high recovery or the inability to cancel into 2H or anti-air moves when the opponent interacts with their S normals. Armor in concept is a problem I have with in general when it comes to gaming. Most of the time it's used as a gimmick to add artificial difficulty instead of making the enemies smarter or harder to beat. In fighting game, it's used to cover a character's weakness and can be a benefit or a detriment depending on the game, but most of the time it's a positive. Armor is a mechanic where the character activating the armor can absorb 1 to an infinite number of attacks before their move connects with the opponent, mostly seen by a red flash of the character's model in Dragon Ball FighterZ. The one good thing about armor is that they are a great mechanic against mash heavy opponents and forces them to think about how they interact with you. On the negative side, armor negates close quarters combat, which leads to fighting with normals to be non-existent or fully RPS bait with specials. Armor on normals and specials function differently. Normals are faster by nature, so if you have armor on your normals, there's little counterplay to them and you just have to take the hit. Armor on specials can be counterplayed, specifically command grabs can lose to Super Dash and Super Jump floating. Z Broly is the armor character of the game, and he's also one of the best zoners in the game, so it feels like Broly dictates the entire screen. Android 16 and DBFZ Broly does have armor too, but it's only on their 5H. Since armor isn't a universal and rare ability in fighters, it's not too bad to deal with, but it's definitely something that's not needed in the game. Anti-air special moves are moves that have head invulnerability on them, meaning that any attack coming off the ground will not affect the character in those frames. There are 2 types of anti-air specials, one being anti-air attacks, and 2 being anti-air grabs. Yamcha Cell's critical back specials are examples of anti-air attacks, while Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and Super Baby 2's critical back specials are examples of anti-air grabs. The use of these moves is to stop the opponent from super dashing or jumping in on you in a neutral state. The positives are that characters with subpar or difficult zoning and or neutral interactions can have a tool to stop those from being too aggressive. Yamcha and Cell are great examples of these because both have weak S specials for zoning and can have difficulty hitting straight hits in neutral. The problem lies with anti-air grabs and the speed of all anti-airs in general. The startup differs from character to character, but the range goes from 9 to 15 frames of startup, meaning they are unreactable to bait without very clear conditioning from a player. Now the speed is probably just me nitpicking, but anti-air grabs are so much better than the attacks that they're in their own class. Anti-air grabs not only have the speed of the attack counterparts, but if they whiff, you keep all your air options like air dashing and super dash. Anti-air attacks do not have this. Meaning anti-air grabs can be used as a safe DP versus safe jumps in the corner, and since the opponent has air options and the fast startup, which means you cannot chase them on reaction. Anti-air specials and concept are great tools for Dragon Ball fighters because of Super Dash and all of the air options that characters have, but they have to be balanced around the character's toolkit, meaning that they have to have poor zoning or neutral interactions, but Vegito, Broly, and Baby don't have this problem, so giving them anti-air specials is just overkill. Projectile Invul specials are moves that deflect Ki Blats on hit. Characters like Android 21 Lab Code, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta are infamous for moves like these. To be honest, I have nothing positive to say about these moves. Just like with Piercing Ki Blast, they are used to help characters with subpar neutral and neutral interactions, but they're given to characters that don't have this problem through their other tools. Just like anti-air specials, they are way too fast to react to and require very clear conditioning to deal with them. And just like armored moves, they fully negate a certain aspect of the game. Projectile zoning becomes a joke when dealing with these moves, and neutral basically boils down to who will strike first and do they have an assist to cover them. Also, most of the time they're safe on block and can be plus if the opponent jumps beforehand, which adds landing recovery. Do these abilities ruin the game? For me personally, looking objectively overall, no. Because most of the time they are rare enough to where player and character knowledge will win most of the time. But if you compete at high level, this might break your enjoyment because most if not all the top tiers have one or more of these abilities, so they will be a constant threat and annoyance. I do believe that these abilities can be fun and necessary for some characters, but the issue lies with the characters that don't need it and then they become meta, and all the characters that don't have these abilities are weak in comparison. Therefore, the meta will and have already shifted to how well can this character ignore the game's mechanics and how many tools do they have to do it. So with that being said, do you guys agree with me or disagree with me? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoy content like this, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you guys always know when I upload in the future. With that being said, guys, that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Sayonara.